So presently at the moment, we're in this period where it's New Year's Eve. It's ticking over 12 and in all the earth. So at the moment, it's about 7, 8 o'clock here. So I gather England is about 2, 3 hours away. So I'm thinking it's probably going through Europe at the moment, Moscow, 12 o'clock. So I want to quickly talk about the just things I've been seeing on the TV, because I'm watching it because it's New Year's at the moment. I've been watching the BBC this morning just to keep my eye on what's going on, because there's a lot of prophecy playing out here. A lot of channels are at fever pitch that the event could be coming. I've sort of noticed on the BBC there this morning that there's a lot of orange there, and orange is the only number in their numerology, only colour in their numerology that equates to 33. So there's a lot of orange. The guy on the BBC there this morning had an orange tie on. So whether there's something doing or not, I don't know. But what I wanted to talk about today was just how social progression wins the day, unification under the state wins the day, and if anything that's apart from the two will be contested, will drag out, will not go through. So over there in America, I remember I was at the period of my life, that would have been 2016, was it not? Mid-2016, so about 2.5 years ago, Brexit went through. Now, Brexit, to my knowledge, it was just getting the England basically not a part of the European Union. The European Union is a global. I use the word global very loosely because the world's not a globe, but it's a term they use for unification, for everybody being under the one umbrella. So it's a global organisation, is the EU. So it's all about one. It's all about the New World Order under the Vatican and Lucifer. Now, when the people had an opportunity to vote to get out of that, they clearly voted no, yes, to get out. 2.5 years later, it hasn't happened, right? Why hasn't it happened? Oh, because I bet there's reasons, and I bet you're all caught up in the reasons as to why, but it's simple. The people voted, get me out of here. And 2.5 years later, I think it's reasonable that should have been carried through. It doesn't matter how you feel on the issue. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how you feel on the issue. It should have been done. But you look at Theresa May, she's clearly a lizard. And there's no way that she's going to let this go through because she's part of it. David Cameron was a big part of that. Jimmy Savile shit. He's clearly in on it. He's a creature. So he's clearly on it. So he didn't want it to go through. And you look here in Australia, we had a similar thing last year. We had a social progression. We had a plebiscite on gay marriage. It was a plebiscite where plebiscite's not legally binding. The parliamentarians, when it gets voted in Parliament, they can still vote no, even though that's the way a plebiscite works. It's opposed to a referendum, where a referendum we directly change the law here. I suppose it's our constitution. I don't know. But in any case, when that went through, and it did go through around about, it was about 60% to 40, something like that. But if you, here in Australia, all the people that didn't vote, if you just assumed all the people that didn't vote voted no, it wouldn't have gone through. So it wasn't, a landslide or nothing like that. There was divided opinion here. A lot of people were swayed by the TV and by social progression, thinking that it's right, thinking minorities. They were hoodwinked into thinking it. But in any case, it went through. Parliament put it through a month or so later, and it's now law here in Australia. Boom, no problem. It went through instantly. Why? Because it's in the interest of communism. It's in the interest of the new world communist order that's coming into the world. Because social progression erodes social values, it erodes creation, it erodes God, and it erodes people's opportunity to find themselves where I am today, and that's within truth, within the body of Christ. That's what social progression does, because it gets them away further from God, makes them start thinking more about the state. And what the state thinks, what the TV thinks. They get, even though you're yes, no, and all that, you don't know why really you're yes or no. It's just a hunch you've got. But that's what the mass media does here, and people just fall for it. So it goes through instantly, but over there, well, it aids the New World Order. It allows the New World Order to come in. Because people are just dumbed down, stupid. They don't have their own thoughts anymore. And you look over there into the UK at the moment, they're still fighting about Brexit. Why? yeah, if it had been no, I know it's a lot harder, but it would have been rubber stamped straight away. But because it was yes, there's delays. They'll do anything in their power. And for me, I just can't see it going through. I mean, they may put some bastardised thing going through, but you'll still be a member of the EU because it's a global economy now. The whole thing's linked. It doesn't really matter about the EU. It's all about the bloody, what's the other one? The UN. The UN is just Lucifer incarnated. You know, they sit there with their flat earth map of the world and they just laugh at us. And I pointed out to people, they've got to make the map flat somehow. It's like, well, why bloody have it there? Why not have two globes? Why not have that one that goes in and out at the top and the bottom? Why not have that one? But no, they've got to have the AE map up there in front of the United Nations. And people just go, they've got to have a map. You're asleep. Wake up.